How's it going? So, welcome to the show. It's Tom Sydney Bushnell, aka Numbers, and I'm here on my Top of Your Game channel, Top of Your Game with Tom Numbers. So this is my first live on here. So welcome to the channel, welcome to the show. I wanted to share a couple of thoughts. What's today? Today is Sunday, 7th of January, 2024. Has anyone else had, like, since New Year's, like the first few days kind of just being, I don't know, a bit energetically swaying around? We had some heavy storms here, a lot of rain. The last couple of days have been really lovely, actually, sunshine. It's beautiful. You wouldn't realise what had gone on a few days before. Maybe that's a metaphor. We started off with the storm at the beginning of 2024. We're going to get a storm later in the year. Storm is 85, Awakening 85, Silver 85, interestingly enough, Matrix 85. Is the storm going to bring down the Matrix that will bring the Awakening? Every cloud has a silver lining. But yeah, with that, and I was a bit bunged up. You probably can hear it in my voice, but I feel all right. But I was a bit bunged up earlier in the week, but I feel much better. So, okay, who's a fan of Harry Potter films? Harry Potter, I should say. So, I have a connection with Harry Potter. Some of you will know I was a friend of Michael Gambon, and he was a wonderful man, and he died a few months ago, unfortunately. But he played Dumbledore in The Prisoner of Azkaban, the third film onwards, because Richard Harris had passed away. And I got to interview Michael about Harry Potter and his experience on the set. And have a look further down. You'll see the first a numbered episode on Top of Your Game with Tom Numbers, and we actually used the title Top of Your Game in the opening interview with Michael. So rest his soul. I think I'll see him again. All the greats are coming back. Resurrection. Anyway, I've seen Harry Potter a number of times. I talk a lot about certain films: Back to the Future, The Matrix, Terminator, all the Christopher Nolan films. I got to re-watch Star Wars last weekend with Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which are films that I grew up with and I loved. And people always say Empire Strikes Back is the best film. I don't think it is, in my opinion. I think Return of the Jedi is. There's probably some personal bias with that because I think it was, well, did I see Star Wars in the cinema? Can't remember, I would have been too young. But I do remember, maybe even Empire Strikes Back, but I remember properly seeing Return of the Jedi. And I even remember the trailer when it came out on the TV. And I really love it. I think Return of the Jedi is a brilliant film. I love the whole Zarlak pit sequence, even though they've changed it, which I'm not a fan of that part. Just leave it, you know. If your work is good and authentic, just leave it as it is. But I saw it last week on a big screen, which was great fun, just before New Year's. So that was kind of my New Year's treat. I did the show with 107, and then whizzed off to the movies to watch the triple bill, which doesn't come out very often, so I thought, well, I better go and do that. Anyway, so Harry Potter is a film I've seen. I think I saw all of them when they came out, but I didn't really I know some people know it a lot better than I do. I guess that's what I'm saying. So some of you guys and girls will know it better than I do. But I know it, I'm familiar with it, and I've seen it a few times. Anyway, it's been coming on the TV again here. And I've been watching it. Sometimes I'm doing a bit of work at the same time, so I haven't focused on it properly. properly, but most of the time, probably 80–90% of the time, I'm focused on it. 70% maybe. Anyway, so I was going to get to the end of watching all the films, but what they did, they started them again from the beginning. I was like, okay, why are they doing that? And I just take each thing that comes up as a sign, as a guide to follow. I was like, okay, so I'm going to watch them again. And some interesting things have popped up. Some obvious things, but some interesting things that kind of are more on the nose. It's like, okay, there's a point to that. So when I was watching it earlier in the week, because they literally shown it kind of from New Year's onwards, and then they've started it again, and they're going to complete the whole series, I think, today and tomorrow, maybe into Tuesday. So Philosopher is 141 in numbers, which is Reincarnation 141. Quantum Leap 141. And it's also Tom Bushnell 141. It's a palindrome number, so it's 1, 4, and then 1 again. You got the 14, which is interesting, because in Harry Potter he's got that scar, hasn't he? He's got that N sign. I've actually got a natural N marking here where I live, actually. I didn't put it there, but it's interesting that it's there. I'll have to take a picture of it and put it out on Telegram and Twitter. The N reminds me of the thing with the dagger with Junior, with the tattoo. Yeah, interesting that Harry Potter's got that scar. I've got a couple of scars on my forehead, actually, not in the Harry Potter sign, but I got 2 when I was a young kid. 2 incidents when I fell and had a door, incident with a door. But anyway, I was young both times, and they were almost identical. You can barely see them now. Can't even feel them. Hang on. Are they this side? I think they're this side. I'll have to check. I think they're this side, but it's so long ago. But they were quite prominent when I was younger. But it's interesting because Harry Potter's got that, but he's got the 3. It's not just the 2. It's the fork. It's the Z of lightning. So Harry, the name Harry in numbers is 70, which is secret. It's also Henry. You've got the thing of Prince Harry, technically I guess named Henry. I did a code just a couple of days ago about a relation I was talking with called Harry, and his name came up twice, Harry. 2 Harrys is 140, which is Tom numbers. But yeah, Harry, and then Potter. So Potter is an interesting one. So Potter in numbers is 94. 94 is November. And I've been speaking a lot about this November coming up in 2024. November is Ace of Spades. It's pineapple as well, so you see a lot of the things. I think Vatican's 94 as well, the Vatican, I'll just check, I think it is. But pineapple, you get it at Wimbledon, you get it all over, you get it in places like on the bridges in London, they have these pineapples. And I think there's a good and not so good kind of symbolism with it. There's always both sides. That's the thing, that we're in a duality, so there's both sides, dark to light. Dark to light, that's what Darth Vader is. Where he was light, then he was dark, and then he was light again. 125 dark to light time travel. 125 inversion. 125 John Kennedy. 125 lots of things. Golden Ticket, Willy Wonka. That's come out again. So Harry Potter, yeah, comes to 164. 164 comes to 5th of November. 5th of November is the day we've been told to remember. But Harry Potter is 164, 5th of November. 164 is also the mothership, 164. What could that be, people? A New Jerusalem, a ship, a flying ship, a UFO ship. But the 164. 164 is a lot of people's names actually in the board that I have known throughout this time. It's interesting as well. It's Thomas Apostle 164 or Thomas Trump 164. That'd be a fun one. Mark the Apostle. Some people back in the early days gave me a name, Mark. That's it. Look at that. I just got a ping from another phone, just confirming probably what I've just been saying. That's interesting. Yeah. But 164 Harry Potter Mothership. Sorry, the Mothership, and November the 5th. But Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone. Another thing I noticed with the comparison, well, from Return of the Jedi, you've got the biker scouts, you know, when they're on with the Ewoks, with the teddy bears, and they're flying through the forests. That's one of my favourite scenes as well, actually. That's one thing with Star Wars, they do good races, like the pod race in Phantom Menace is a great thing with the go, and then it runs around the track and comes back again. Go. Hang on. Go. I'm a bit blocked up, so it's not as good as I could. I'll have to revisit that one, but the pod race. But the biker scout race in Return of the Jedi is fun. And it's very similar to when Harry Potter's on his broomstick. So those broomsticks are like motorbikes flying through the sky. So there's a nice overlay with that. But Harry Potter, so it's all about wizardry and all about magic and hidden worlds. And it's a kind of typical archetype. So he's an orphan, Batman's an orphan, Superman, technically he's an orphan, although he's brought up by other parents, adoptive parents. So they go for that with the hero's kind of story arc, orphans. And I know people that are, well, not orphans, but adopted, and that can create a certain entry into the world, or in particular when you find out that you're adopted. I wonder if we've all been adopted at some level. Maybe if we were beings that came here, somehow we got birthed, but maybe at a galactic level we were all kind of adopted into this realm. Anyway, something to think about. But Harry lives under the stairs, under the cupboard, and he's basically kind of the whipping boy for the family that bring him up, his auntie and his uncle. So you see that, and the whole thing with the privet, is it privet hedge, privet drive? We had a good old privet hedge when I grew up, remember that? But yeah, Harry Potter. But the interesting thing is when he goes into the other world, which is accessed through the gate, the portal, the 9 3/4. See, that's also a reference to November as well, I think, because 94 is November. 93 is Bushnell, 93 is Kingship, Flotus, Nazareth. But the 9-4 is Ace of Spades, November, Potter. So he enters Potter's world, he enters his world, and goes off to Hogwarts, which appears to be in Scotland because it's the north of England, but I think it seems like it's Scotland. Scotland's 88, which is Trump. Edinburgh's 88, Purple's 88. I did a bit earlier, a few days ago, about Purple Rain when I was on the show with Nino, and you got November Rain with Guns N' Roses, Purple Rain with Prince. But yeah, so Harry's accepted and he's known in that world, whereas he's kind of an outcast beforehand in the Muggle world. And Muggle's an interesting thing. So I went shopping yesterday in Tesco's, and have you ever had this feeling? I'm sure you have. I'm sure you can relate. Now we're trying to save everyone on the planet, aren't we? We're trying to help everybody go from dark to light and get us, get where we're all going together. And where we go one, we go all is a is a phrase, is a, I was going to say anagram, that's not the word. What is it when you abbreviate a word into the letter? It just, anyway, it's one of those. But sometimes, I don't know, I had the feeling the other day, so I'm in the supermarket and I'm, for want of a better phrase, I'm dealing with all these muggles. And I'm getting more and more acute feelings of where I kind of belong and where I don't belong. Does that make sense? I'm sure you can relate at some level. And it's just like an energy. It's like you go into a certain place. You know, it's busy, it's crowded, everyone's doing their shopping. But it's like that bit when Harry Potter's on the platform and there's the people that are awake, people that understand and are on his frequency. They're doing their thing and they're aware of the surroundings around them. But the people that are not awake, or they're on a different level, they're on a different frequency, they're not aware of Harry Potter or the others, like the Weasleys and Judy Waters, she's great in that role, going off to Hogwarts. So the ones that are awake are aware of both realities. The ones that aren't, they're not aware of the other reality. And so I felt it a little bit last week when I was in London at the movies, but particularly in the supermarket, I was like, okay, I've just been prepared for Muggle World. And it's just, I was basically just getting my stuff, getting in and out as quickly as I could. Plus I was rushing back because I wanted to watch the beginning of when they were re-showing the films, the Harry Potter films. But I felt this distinct feeling of, is the world splitting? And maybe it is. I'd like it so we can all go together. And I'm hoping for this Muggle awakening moment where they all get woken. And we're going into, we are in the leap year now, but it's about to, you know, we've got a year now and it's going to start, it's going to go. 2020, you know, a lot of us were searching and looking for things. Hey, Hera. Yes, the split, that's what it feels like. I felt it kind of before, but I definitely felt it yesterday. And I was, yeah, it was weird. It was like, I'd love it if everyone would just come over, but they're just, they're muggles. They're muggles. But as Hermione proves, she comes from both parents that are muggles, but she's got abilities, or has learned them. She's got, I guess she's got abilities because she's there at the school at Hogwarts. So I think there's hope for all the muggles, but something does have to happen that's really going to unite and wake them up and shake them out of it. Because it's just strange. It's just strange. And when I'm amongst lots of muggles, I'm like, oh, okay. I can blend with muggles, but now it just feels like it's just a natural separation. It's like a natural divide, for want of a better phrase. And I don't know what happens. Do the muggles just carry on? So if they don't get on the ship, on the starship, or whatever it is we're going on to, although Q says, you know, only 4 to 6% will be left behind. So about 1 in 20 will be left behind. Does that mean they're the bad ones that are rounded up? That could be, that might be it. So then there's still a large percentage of people that are still in kind of muggle phase, but they're gonna hatch, they're gonna break out of the chrysalis and blossom. But yeah, it's a strange feeling. It's a strange feeling being in and amongst the muggles, because it's like you enter a room or a space and they're just different, they're not on the same page. And for us that are on a different page, uncomfortable is not the word, although it might go some way to describe the feeling. It's just like, okay. Yeah, not really, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. That's probably it. It's like, yeah, I'm not really supposed to be in this particular area with these sorts of folk. But nevertheless, we've still got to kind of be in the world and not of it. That sounds a bit kind of, it's a bit biblical, but you know, that's kind of as it is. It's like, okay, we're yeah, we're here, so we've got to get on with what we've got to do, and that gets revealed to us day by day. But also, we're in this, it's like this soup of energy. The way they film Harry Potter, it describes it really well. It describes that feeling really very, very well. Then this is the other thing. So when you go through and you go into the other world of Hogwarts, of Harryland, Harry Secret, you go into Harryland, and you can learn all the magic and wizardry and I guess the other abilities and other dimensions, other possibilities. And as you go into that, then you're set up with there's a whole other world. So you've got the Gryffindor team with Harry and Ron and Hermione and Ron's brothers, the twins, and his sister. And then you've got Slytherin with Malfoy. I actually met Malfoy at an awards dinner very briefly years ago. I got a picture with him. But Michael Dumbledore, he's my mate. Yeah, God bless you, buddy. They're set up against each other. So they've come out. So they've left Muggleland. Muggleland is just kind of chaos and nonsense, and they film it brilliantly and show the contrast. And then they're like, okay, now you're going to be trained in the higher arts and grow. But then there's that opposite as well. So you've got bad characters and you've got good characters. And so leading that analogy into, I guess, our movement, I think you've got that going on as well. So you've got dark and light within the movement. You've got those characters. And it's tricky sometimes to find out who's who. Overall, we're all protected, and I've known that from day one. And I feel that. But as you go through the journey, as you go through the chapters of the Harry Potter series, as you go through each film, you go to a different level, and you get shown more and more, I guess, contrast and things that were there, which is peculiar. It's amazing, it's magical, it's brilliant, but it's peculiar, and it's tricky. Excuse me, it's tricky seeing who's who. And I guess we just have to carry on doing what we're doing, just preserve our own sphere, remain close to those that are really with us. Some are with us and then they kind of wander off, maybe they come back, but it's good to know who people are. It's just important, you know, it's important. And you get to know who the characters are in the movie, you get to know who they are. Hey Wesley, we're talking about, just been talking about the Weasley brothers, the twins, and Wesley from, looks like from Holland. Welcome, Wesley. But yeah, it's important. Well, I guess it's important. It's a necessary thing. It's just part of what you confront. As you go through this, you start to learn more and more who people are, what they are. And it's an interesting time. I sound like Charlie when I say that, but it's an interesting time, and it's revealing. It's a revealing time. It's a fun time. It's a revealing time. And I don't know, how do you feel right now? I feel anticipation. I feel excitement. I feel a sense of what's going to come. Because 2020 took us all by surprise. Well, it did me, and I guess I could speak for 99% of you. It took you by surprise because we didn't know that was coming like that. But it changed the world, and it changed a lot of our understanding. It changed a lot of our consciousness. So us as non-muggles, we saw the world split into, it became very obvious. That's been rumbling on, and that's still there. But then we went on this journey of adventure, of discovering new possibilities, new things, you know. I didn't know numbers like I did, but they were just given, they found me. It's a bit like those letters in the first film of Harry Potter, the letters that keep coming, i.e. postal letters. And his family, his guardians, it drives them mad because they don't understand it. And nevertheless, the stream of downloads, the stream of physical letters keep coming to Harry. There's a section in the film where they talk about something choosing the wizard, as opposed to the wizard choosing the other thing, such and such. So that's, you know, with numbers, it found me. I didn't even know it really existed like that. I didn't, but it found me. And then through this journey, there's been other things that have come along that have found me, and I welcome them. And even in things like the newspaper, so you'll notice in the newspapers and books and paintings in Harry Potter, they're 3D. I mean, they're moving, they're visual, and they talk, they're interactive. And I have that with the newspaper, so I'll do a show and then a day or two later there'll be codes or obvious pictures and words about what I've just spoken about. So that's a form of the conduit that goes on in Hogwarts, but it's happening in my reality here, and I know it's happening in some of your realities as well. So, yeah, Harry Potter. So I'm going to watch that more, and I'm going to see more things in it. Yeah, it's an interesting world out there. A lot of things were hidden, but now they're coming to light. And we're seeing that in the news with the obvious things that are happening right now. But that will definitely invariably wake a lot more people up. A lot more muggles will wake up and they'll realise their innate abilities, because they're human. 57 is human, Tesla's 57, England's 57, Magician is 57. And so the humans, the muggles, will, if they're pure in heart, they'll get activated and they'll wake up and they'll see things. I believe so, because we need them. We need them on, but we need them for this great awakening to go forth. So it's like these different waves that Dolores Cannon spoke about, didn't she? The different waves of people that come in. So there were us. I mean, I was one that was always awake, but not to the level when 2020 hit. So we had an equal and opposite reaction. That came in, 2020 changed the world, but it was the most activating and enlightening time for me in my life. And we're going into the next kick year, the leap year. 34 kick, DJT 34, Grace 34, Leap 34. That's coming, that's now, but it's going to unravel and show itself. So for the leap year, that'll be the next jump. So there'll be other things that will get activated again. And I think it will activate more and more people. Something else is interesting as well. I sent this to Nino, but the other night I was watching the film Drive, and I like it. I like the film Drive. It's very well done. It's very atmospheric, emotive. It's pretty strong and graphic in some ways, but it's nevertheless worth watching. And Ryan Gosling, you don't even know his name. He's just known as the driver. But he's the star of the movie, and everyone else has got names, but he's just known as the driver. He drives. But he wears this jacket, like this kind of opal white creamy jacket, and on the back is a scorpion. And scorpion in numbers is 109, which is the word 17, which is Zapruder, which is Diana Spencer, which is Witness, which is Psych.Club. And then there's a part in the film where he kills a guy he's protecting. So he's protecting this woman, a neighbour, and the son, and he's taking them under their wing and he's protecting them. So he's like this kind of guardian angel, vigilante to them. A bit like a Batman character, kind of silent but deadly when he needs to be. And he loves them, but in a kind of superior way. He just loves them. He fosters and cares for them. because the boyfriend, the partner, the husband, he's a criminal. He's been in jail. He gets out of jail. They come after him. He gets killed off again. Well, literally. But the White Knight, the Scorpion, the driver, he continues to look after the girl and the son. And there's a part in the elevator. I think I'll post this clip. I do a commentary on it. I'll put it up on my Telegram and Twitter. But basically, he kills the other guy that's got a gun. He's about to kill them. And so 17, Scorpion on the back. He kills the guy with 17 kicks. And you'll see that in the film. But yeah, 17 times, 17. And I counted them out on the clip I showed to Nino. I'll share it on Telegram. And I was like, the White Hats have been in control for a long, long time, and they've been telling us in all these films. There's use of masks in there. It's a really good film. It's a great film. So I'd advise people to watch it. But yeah, he takes out the mob. He defends them, and he saves the family, basically, the adopted family that he's looked after from a distance. And but yeah, the other guy was just a mess up, a con artist, and went to jail, was a criminal, got out, and then he didn't go to jail. He died very quickly afterwards. But yeah, the White Knight, 17, Scorpion 109, 17 109, Zapruder 109, Psych.Club 109. He saved the day, and he did it 17 times. But it's interesting that it's a kick. Kick is leap. It's a leap year. So the point, the references and those numbers for that film is that the leap year is going to be the kick year, which will be the destruction of the old guard, and people will see it publicly, which will be a moment where the Muggles get to wake up, and then I think they're given the choice whether can you go through the 9 3/4 portal or not, or do you want to stay in Chaos Land? I can't understand why anybody would want to stay in just Chaos Land, but it's up to them, I guess. It's their choice. But I do think there has to come a moment where they're actually really deliberately, obviously at their level, shown what the heck is going on. And I'm looking forward to that for us lot, because we're searching, we're on the ever searching quest and thirst for what's coming, and what the truth of all things are, and that's coming. So anyway, there's some of my thoughts on Harry Potter. A bit on Drive. Drive is 58 actually, which is Nasara. Yeah, Drive. Drive is Star, Drive is Ivanka. XRP is Drive. Yeah, D-R-I-V-E, Drive. Yeah, that's the name of the film. Nasara, 58 Drive. Driver is, let's have a look. Yeah, 58 plus. Yeah, so Driver is 76, which is a magic wand, which is Contact, which is Ripple, which is Thomas. And he's known as the Driver. And the Driver, I had forgotten this, but I just worked it out. Okay, so, yeah, brilliant. Okay, so the Driver is 109, which is 17, which is Psych.Club, which is Diana Spencer, which is Zapruder. So you get 3 17s. Nino sent me a clip, actually, a screenshot of 3 17s, because we did that on the show for him, for some stuff with his fighting record, so go and watch that show. It's on my channel, it's on his channel, have a look. Yeah, the Driver 109, that's what it is. They've done that deliberately, totally deliberately. So on his back, Scorpion 109, but the Driver, if you look up online, the only reference to his name is the Driver. and the driver is 109, and which is also 17 when you spell the word 17, and he does 17 kicks to the guy in the elevator that is going to kill him and the girl. But he doesn't let it happen. He stops it, reverses it, and they're safe. So it's coming, everyone. It's coming. It's coming. We've only got, let's have a look. We have, so today's the 7th of Jan. So that means we only have 303 days left until November 5th. 303 is interesting because the 303rd day of the year is October 30th, which is Ivanka Trump's birthday. So we're going to see more as time goes on with Ivanka and with Baron and the rest of them. Yeah. All right, everyone. Much love. God bless. Angel number 303, is it, Tiara? Is it? Tell us more about the angel number 303. Do you know what it means? That's very cool. I did a show a while ago about Angel Studios. Angel Studios is 146 Ivanka Trump. And they helped bring that film about. I know you've got the people in between that did the funding, but you just have to follow it to the top. 146 is central casting as well. All these actors, all these different actors playing films, playing stuff. Peace and harmony. Okay. Okay. Excellent. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining the live. I think I'm going to maybe do more of these. Give a thumbs up if you want to see me do more lives. I think I might do more lives going forward on both channels. So this is on Top of You Game with Tom Numbers, and then my main one, Psych.Club. But yeah, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Also get on my newsletter. So my locals link, you sign up, you can join for free, you get my newsletter, get my email. If you want to subscribe, you'll get news of Tom Numbers there first. Hello, just joined. I saw the movies but didn't get into the fandom. Okay, cool. Very good. Very good. All right, everyone. You have a great Sunday wherever you may be. I'll speak to you soon. And it's not long now. It's not long. All right, everyone. Much love. Take care. God bless.